Alright, you should be able to hear me now. Let's take a second to support our first responders and our POWs, please. How's everybody doing tonight? Try to get everybody here real quick while we're waiting. We got Megan, I think she's eating. Old Man, Crypto Man, Hiking, Boneyard. Hey Rob, how you doing? Biker Alice, how you doing? JH, hey, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. Sue Nelson, bent out of shape. Uncle Al's in here. Let's see who else. CR's here. Hey, how you doing, CR? If I didn't get everybody, let me know. I'll holler at you. Anyway, let me get back here where I want to go here. Tonight we're going to be talking about tornadoes, but we'll give a few more minutes, let everybody kind of file in here. I know Backwoods is probably just wrapping his up. May still be going. He was still going when I left there. 92 in Cali today, you guys. Well, you probably got time to plant some more radishes there, Uncle. We had a pretty nice day here. It was kind of overcast, but it was nice. Wasn't too warm, but Cheryl Hirsch, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Glad you're here. Yep, welcome. I know you're new. Welcome to our live stream. We do it on a few nights a week. Green screen, yeah. It's OBS, Rob. Tonight it'll be just OBS, maybe some green screen at the end. What part of the country you live in, Cheryl? We usually talk about the weather all across wherever everybody's from. You guys still been catfishing, huh, Rob? That can't be the only fish they have in Texas, is it? Missouri, oh, nice. Hope you're not in that flood zone, Cheryl. Yeah, OBS is something like Streamlabs, Rob. I don't know if you know anything about that. It's just a platform to do my green screen on. I use it for all kinds of stuff. Tonight it'll be for a slideshow while I'm giving you guys the facts. Hey, Insight Freedom Scott, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. You guys don't know about Insight? Get over there and check him out. He's teaching his son the ins and outs of firearms. Think his son's gonna be a better shot than him. Sorry, Scott. 68 degrees in eastern Washington. Oh, gar. I haven't done too much gar fishing. Well, I have when I was younger, but not much anymore. Those are pretty hard fish to catch, aren't they? Yeah, gar, probably something like sturgeon. Get one on, you know it. Tonight we'll be talking about how to prepare and survive a tornado. Most of us probably know if you live in a tornado zone, but I always like to just put it out there for the folks that might move into those areas or out of those areas. Just good stuff to know. Next week we'll be talking about earthquakes. Hopefully I'll be a hangout next week. Should have, hopefully, cross your fingers, maybe have Corsair Trainer with me. Well, it's warming up north, huh, CR? Getting rid of all that snow? Catfish and gar, huh, Rob? They probably have trout and stuff out in the lakes, don't they? Hey, Tyler, how you doing? Let's talk about prepping, you guys. If you're not familiar with that gentleman, you should be. The snow's been gone since last month. Good job. Yeah, Pusa, Andrew from Pusa, he was doing some filming from around his area where he lives in Canada. It was all cleared up. They're flooded now. All right, I can't see. Oh, we got 11 in here. You guys want to just get started? We're going to talk about twisters or tornadoes. Sometimes they're called cyclones, but that's not really a good term for them. And they occur at any time of the year, but if you really pay attention, the peak tornado occurrences are March through May, and that's in the southern states. You guys down in those southern states probably know about that. Rob, you what part of the Texas you get twisters there in Texas where you're at? You should. I think I looked it up on the map. I think you're in twister country too. Hey, Mo Mello, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Another leather worker, you guys. If you're not familiar with Mo Mello Leather, get over there and check out his leather work. Hey, old man, see you made it back. Good to see you. I'm all twisted, yep. We're going to go into a slideshow here. There, that'll take that twister out of the way for you guys. Can you hear me, Bent? I can turn my volume up a little more. I don't like to get into the red too much, but I can turn it up. It's actually March through May if you're talking about northern states. Northern states are March through May, and then the southern states are March March through May, and then anyway, you guys know. I'm not going to repeat it. They're actually spawned through thunderstorms, and tornadoes can cause fatalities. As you can see through the slideshow, it's going to show that terrific disaster it leaves behind. They are the most violent of all the storms that we have. A tornado will appear rotating in a funnel shape, and it extends from a thunderstorm in the ground while the whirling up in the air. Have you seen one of those tornadoes out in the ocean there, old man? I saw one when I was out on my ship doing some sea duty. That's pretty awesome, watching it hit down on the water and splash everything up in the air. The United States is actually called Tornado Alley. All of the United States that has tornadoes. Are you guys having a hard time hearing me? bent out of shape said he can't hear me. Your sound is good. Maybe go out and come back in, Bent. Hey, Chris, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you, brother. How was your Easter? You saw a what? A raining fish? What's that? Yeah, there you go, Bent. Maybe check the little speaker on your screen. Some of the things that you should know about tornadoes are that they can strike quickly and usually without any warning. In the U.S., the average tornado moves southwest to northeast, but the tornadoes have been known to move generally in any direction. Also, tornadoes often accompany tropical storms like hurricanes. You people out there on the East Coast probably know all about that. Hey, Miss Kalen, how are you doing, my friend? Oh, he's just getting done over there. Hey, Steve, good to see you. Corsair Trainers in here, you guys. Kalen, good to see you, Kalen. Also, they have water spouts and they're tornadoes that form the water. They'll pick up and the water inside of them and spray the water. And usually, before a tornado, I don't know about where you guys live at, but here where I live at, we have several tornado watches a year, and they have this loud siren that goes off, and it will go off for several minutes to warn you that there's one in the vicinity. But also, they will put a warning across the front of your TV if you're watching TV. They will put up a warning on the TV, and also they'll send it out to all cell phones in the area. So I'm not sure how they do it for you guys, but that's how they do it here. So they're telling you to watch NOAA through a weather radio. I have one of those. I was going to take a picture of it, put it up in the slideshow, but you guys know what they look like. Mine is runs off of solar or as a wind up. It'll take batteries, but I usually use the solar end of it. And you'll need something like that so that you can tell when it's over because you want to wait for the all clear. So a tornado watch means that tornadoes are possible. So you want to remain on the alert for approaching storms, and you'll want to watch the sky. I know that one of these slide clips are going to come up and it's going to show you a really dark sky, but they'll also be green in color. So a tornado warning means a tornado has been sighted, and that's indicated by the weather radar, and you'll want to take shelter. And you want to immediately go underground to a basement, a storm cellar, or an interior room. And you want to go somewhere in the middle of your house, like a closet or a hallway. And you want to be on the bearing wall. Be sure that you know what your community's warnings are. Like I was just telling you about, they do the siren here and all that stuff. But tornadoes can and do happen with little or no warning. They could just appear without being showing up on the radar. They can just come through and cause real havoc. So some people, like around here, they make like storm cellars where you can just go down in the ground. I know my grandparents. I used to go to my grandparents' house every summer, and they lived in Arkansas, and they had a regular storm cellar. You had to go outside the house, walk around the back of it, and go down this small stairway and get into a underground bunker. Basically, it was just one room, but it was enough to keep you out of harm's way. That's where they kept all their canning and stuff, but they left a big enough area down there for people to be in case of a tornado. Should do periodic tornado drills. And that's just like everything else that we talk about practicing, 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 so you know what you're going to be doing. And prepare for the high winds by removing any diseased or damaged tree limbs or anything that's going to be at risk for being caught by the wind, because the wind is going to be very high. It's going to shoot stuff around. They're actually telling you to wear a football helmet or a bike helmet, but actually you could just cover your head up with something, like you can cover it up with a rug or something while you walk or ran to your shelter. The basement's your best choice, or maybe atop a slab or a grade foundation or a garage floor. But they're but you also, if you're going to do that, you need to build a structure on that too that will uh, be deterrent of the wind. So they're telling you that if you want to be in a safe room, it's got to be first a first floor interior room. You can't be up in the second floor or anything, because that could be blown away. Duh. Below ground safe rooms must be designed to avoid accumulating water or even heavy rains that often accompany a tornado. No, sir, old man, I have not. You've seen that out there on the ship, I suppose. There are ways that you can protect your home from high winds by just protecting the windows and doors. You can cover them up with like shutters or plywood. You can reinforce or replace your garage doors. What I did when I had my homes, I would reinforce the garage doors. That's a lot cheaper than going out and buying those expensive storm doors they try to sell you. I would just put like 2x6s on the inside of the aluminum on the inside so you couldn't see them, and put them in between those aluminum channels that they have on there. Also, they want you to secure your metal siding and metal roofs. It's like y'all don't already do that, but that is in the guidelines. Also, you want to make sure that if you have composition roofs, that if you're in a tornado alley, that you want to make sure that they're secured down, not just on the top layer, but at the bottom too. And I've seen a lot of homes like that, where when they put the composition, roofs on, and I did that back when I was a young man in my 20s and 30s out here in Nebraska, is when they put down a composition roof, when they lay it down, then they go back and they tack down the corners of the bottom of the shingle just to keep it from blowing up. Because the wind blows here whether there's a tornado or not. So they would just go ahead and secure the composition shingles. Also, remove any trees or anything that might blow into your home. And then reinforce your gables. Even though your home may be brand new, they don't build them all that hot. They have a code they go by, but when they put the roof and stuff on, they don't really secure the gables very well. So you should get up there and reinforce it after you move in and stuff. These are just things that you should do on your own. if you live anywhere where there's hurricanes or even tornadoes, you'd want to make sure that your home is just as secure as possible to keep the damage down. And then if tornadoes are in the area, you want to look for the following danger signs, okay? You want to look for dark, often greenish sky, large hail. I've seen big hail come just before a tornado. A large, dark, low-lying cloud is probably going to be rotating a little bit, or a loud roar similar to a freight train. You can hear that freight train coming, you're too close to the tornado, trust me. A tornado intensify are classified on the Fujita. I have a hard time with that word, I'm sorry. Uh, Fujita scale, and the ratings are from F0 all the way to F5. F0 being the weakest, F5 being the strongest. Kaylin, you should be in Tornado Alley also, aren't you? Yeah, you live in an apartment. Have you got a storm shelter in your apartment building? Fujita, yeah, Fuja or something like that. You're right, CR. I have a hard time with that word. And they will tear down even the strongest structures, you guys. And when they go through your house, they're picking stuff up and they are throwing stuff around. So you want to make sure if a tornado is coming, you're already in your safe place because it'll pick up trees right out of the ground and throw them. So you could get hurt, dangerously hurt. Yeah, easy for you to say, Rob. You can just write it down. So you want to wait for the warning, and mobile homes are not safe during the tornado. So if you're in a mobile home, probably wouldn't even do you any good to go into a four-bearing room, where the four-bearing wall is, because it'll probably just pick it up and throw it. Uh, Walker Outdoors and I have talked a lot, and he lives in a modular home. And every time they get into a, a tornado watch, he and his wife and his daughters, they all go and they hide in the closet. I told him that's probably the worst place he could be, that he needed to find him a bunker or build him a bunker. But he seems to think that closet's going to save him. So you need to know that trailer houses, they'll just get picked up and tossed around like a rag doll. Anybody that's lived or through a tornado or have seen a tornado will know that they can do pretty much anything they want because of that high wind. I know that when I was a younger guy, I used to do some pretty unhealthy stuff. I was just a young kid and I really didn't know any better. And so I would have buddies that their parents would have farms and stuff, and we would hightail it out to their farms as soon as we heard the siren go off for the tornadoes. And we go out into their grain silos and climb up that ladder that goes up the side of the inside of the grain silos, and we'd lift up that hood, and we'd sit up there in the opening, and we'd watch them dance across the plains. And if we thought they were coming towards us, we'd pull that hatch shut and just stay in there. Man, some of the noise from that tornado could really make it deafening inside that thing. But that would be the safest place because those things are bolted down to concrete. So that made it kind of okay. If you're thinking that you could put yourself into a vehicle just to wait it out, that's not a good idea either because it'll just pick a car up if it's in its path. I'm not going to say if it's outside the path or could be from high winds, I suppose. But if it's in the path of the tornado, it'll just pick it up and throw it around. So, in a high-rise building, go to the small interior room or hallway, or to the lowest floor possible. And I believe that's what Kaylin was already saying. Just a hallway, yeah. They're saying just go the hallway. That's what they're saying, Kaylin. And if available, put a bicycle or motorcycle helmet on. That's what I was telling you guys before, to protect your head from injuries. And then it also says put on sturdy shoes. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I might not even put it up on this slideshow. But one of the slides I was looking at showed a pair of shoes where a person had not put on a sturdy pair of shoes and they got knocked clean out of their shoes. So the shoes were just laying there, and some of them had blood on them, and some of them were just laying around, you know. So make sure you got some heavy duty shoes on that lace up tight so that you're not going to be blown right out of your shoes. And another thing you don't want to do is don't open the windows, leave the windows shut. So if you're caught outside of the shelter and you can't get away, immediately you get into your vehicle, buckle up your seatbelt, and try to drive to the closest sturdy shelter. I know I told you not to get in them and sit, but you could get in it and try to get to a shelter and try to drive away from the funnel. It's telling you if your car is being hit by flying debris, you'll want to pull over and park. Try to park out of the way of the funnel. And then just stay in your car with the seat belt on. And then put your head down below the windows. And then if you have anything in your car like a coat or something like that, put the coat over your head. Whatever you do, don't get under a bridge or an overpass. You are much safer in a flat location. Never try to outrun a tornado, especially in an urban environment or a congested area. I gotta get a drink, you guys. Hold on. Most of all, you want to be aware of flying debris. That comes into another thing about situational awareness. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Good to see you. I see we got Mateo 13 in here. How you doing? Good to see you. Reassembling your black 300? Oh, cool. Right on. Hey, how you doing there, Grump? So, no matter what, you just want to stay out of the way of the debris. I know everything happens very fast. So, the more you can be prepared before it happens, the easier it'll be. That's where it comes into the deal of practicing your escape route. And wherever you're going to have your shelter or where you're going to sit out the tornado, make sure you have everything there, like your helmets or whatever you're going to cover your head with to protect yourself. And make sure that you're got a straight line to where you're going. Also, you want to stay away from power lines and such as that, or gas lines or electrical systems, because if the tornado or twister goes through those areas, they could knock down the lines or rupture the pipes and stuff like that, and then you could be injured in that way. You could be fried to a crisp. So that is basically all I have. We can just sit here and talk for and discuss it for the rest of the time. Let me get to a spot here where you guys can see me. Let's see where we'll go here. I took a bunch of them out. Let's go see what the old man's up to here. We'll go with this one here. Whoops. There we go. Hey, how you guys doing? So that's basically what I have. Those are all suggestions from FEMA and NOAA. That's where I got my information from. So everything's just up for discussion now, you guys. It's whatever you want to talk about. I knew it wasn't going to be very long tonight because tornadoes is pretty, even though it's one of the most horrendous storms that you can have, there's just so much you can do to protect yourself from it. But the main thing is just to keep your home safe. You know, like I said, protect those gables and make sure you're reinforcing your garage doors, or if you have, even if you have hollow core doors on your home, maybe replace them with solid doors instead of hollow core. Hey, how you doing, Backwoods? How long you been here? I was just talking away. I didn't see you walk in. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Matt. Good to see you too. How are you this evening? I still haven't got your package yet, Matt. I thought it would be here today, but it didn't show up. Maybe tomorrow. Still waiting, bud. Just let you know. Anybody else think of anything I might have missed? Sometimes I get to talking, I forget some of my talking points. So if I forgot anything, make sure you let me know about it. Lowe's has a tornado shelter. Well, if you're going to get a tornado shelter, you got to make sure that you. Here's one thing that I've read and I've known for years, but I read it also. If you're going to have a tornado shelter, you need to make sure it's on a solid slab of concrete. And that means if you're going to make a shelter, you need to pour you a concrete slab. You could also do it in your garage, I understand. You can you could use your garage floor and then just secure the walls and stuff to the floor of the garage, and then put in things to tie your walls together so that when the wind hits it and takes your house away, say it takes the house away, that it won't take your shelter away as well. But you want to make sure that the walls are secured to each other where they can't come apart, and also the roof of it. And that could be like a safe room for you in your home. You could build it like back in the corner of your garage or something, or it would just be big enough to hold you and your family. And when your family are not hiding from tornadoes, you could use it as a canning place to store your canning or whatever, you know. Oh, okay, Matt. If you want, hey Matt, why don't I just send you my home address? If you've still got it, I could just send you my home address. I don't think you're going to come and do any bodily harm to me or anything. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Glad to see you stopping in. Can you think of anything I missed, backwoods? I know you came in kind of late. Hey, KRC, how you doing? Good to see you. Remember, you guys, some of these guys are new in here. They might be gone by now, but I do know that we had some newer folks in here. Make sure that you're checking them out, watch one of their videos, and see if that's going to be something you'd be interested in. Trying to situate everything here because I got computers everywhere. How I got to do the presentation so I can see everything. Headlamps, exactly. Uncle Al hit it right there. Headlamps would be good to have. If not in your shelter, your tornado shelter, at least have it close by, like a go bag, something you could grab on the way out of the house. Stay the hell out of the way. There you go. That's a good idea right there. Mainly is I know that most folks that live in a tornado alley, and they call you the whole United States that has them, and they can be anywhere at any time. But there's basically just the South and the Midwest into the northern part of the United States that actually have tornadoes or twisters, whatever you call them in your area. But a safe shelter is the basic thing, and don't get in the way of the funnel. I wouldn't even want to be one of those guys that chases those things down. Probably pick me up and deposit me over in the sandbox or something. You're not supposed to be in an overpass, old man. Didn't you hear me say don't park under an overpass or a bridge? Not very often where you are, Grump. Yeah, they are. They're around here pretty much this time of the year, and then into the summer. Gets so darn hot here that the clouds bump together, create all those thunderstorms, and thunderstorms are what generate the hurricane. Start looking for the yellow brick road. Yep. I think I can. I think I can. F1, F1 aren't even bad. They're just a hoppity skippity jumpy one, like the ones that I used to look at here when I was a kid, young man anyway. When I was telling you we went up inside the silos, those were just like F0, F1, just barely bouncing across the prairie out there, not even caring about nothing. It's hard to determine between the real twister, and it just being a dust bowl kind of twister, where it picks up the dust into a funnel cloud, sort of. It sounds to me like Steve needs to move out of the area he lives in. he Now I know why Steve's got all that hand-to-hand combat experience. Now he was dealing with all those illegal aliens. Excuse me, guys. Oh, pardon me. Oh yeah, I suppose you guys do have them there in Georgia. They probably already passed your time of the year for them there in Georgia. Maybe by the end of May, I think. March to May in the southern states. Hailstones. Yeah. It wasn't just at the end of summer last year, we got some really big hail. It's not unusual to see golf ball size hail here. Yeah, dust devil, Uncle. Wolverines. Is that from Red Dawn or what? Hey, Bradley, how you doing? Good to see you. Glad to see you come by. How are you tonight? Hoping you had a great Easter. Hoping everybody had a great Easter, actually. I know we got a lot of veterans in here and first responders. Thank you guys for your service. Oh, you got some more plates, backwoods? I thought you just got some not long ago. Corn silver, all right. You and SJ, huh? She's getting pretty good at it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see another Red Dawn. I had some friends tell me they saw some foreign tanks and half tracks going down I-25. Wouldn't surprise me at all. How's that scooter working for you, old man? Have you tried it out yet? Oh, you just got the set for the front or the back. Now you have both sides. You are starting to style, my friend. Styling, profiling. Spin. Yeah, there you go. Right on, CR. You caught good, huh? those had to cost you a little bit, huh? They're fairly light though, right? Is that did you get the light ones, the feather light? Like they're can't remember what they're made out of. Titanium, maybe. Just been too wet. How fast that thing go? Yeah, they're made of like can't remember. I watched a video on how they make them things, and the middle of them are lightweight metal, but the outside is like formed with like fiberglass and something else to make them super light. Wow, it looks like you're just flat stocking up for that retirement thing, huh? Don't be spending all your retirement now. Oh, okay, Bradley. Glad you came in, my buddy. You have a great evening, okay? All right, Uncle. Yeah, I understand the coughing deal, buddy. Night, Bradley. Night, Uncle. You ought to be able to make those things yourself if you knew how to laminate fiberglass. That would work, wouldn't it, backwoods? Just taking like a thin layer of maybe titanium or something like that. Should be a way to make your own plates for sure. Hey, Corsair, did you figure out how to go live? You get it all figured out? You do have Hangouts, right? Oh, so but you could put titanium inside the fiberglass, couldn't you? Hey, L, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Glad to see you pop in. Maybe you could do a video on how to make them backwoods. It looks like West Wind Survival. He's starting to look pretty good as a civilian. You guys notice his channel lately? Now that he's a civilian, he's sporting a pretty nice beard. You're on Wi-Fi? Yeah. Well, I'm going to do earthquakes next week. I kind of like for you to be on there with me since you live in the middle of earthquake country. If my time frame is not good enough for you, you can let me know. We could do a special edition. Alrighty, bud. You do that. Check your schedule. I can. We can do a workaround. I'd love to have you on with me. Wiped out your truck? How the heck did you do that? Holy cow! On your truck? Holy cow! I have a friend, a really good friend that drives over the road. He's always at Kenworth for some reason. You guys just drive too hard, or maybe those new trucks aren't what they're supposed to be. AR 500, that sounds like one big gun. Fix it and coated the truck. That's something like what happened to my friend's truck, too. He was stuck in the middle of nowhere at a motel with his truck in the shop. He said it wouldn't move. There's something in the computer system. You know, if you guys want to have me talk about anything, you know, disaster wise or even SHTF, anything SHTF, get my words tongue turned over here. Anything to do with SHTF, prepping, bushcrafting, anything like that, you let me know and we'll get her done. What is love? I don't know about that one. Don't even get me started. Hey, Bones, how you doing, my friend? Yes, sir, that is Mr. Will. I forgot, you haven't seen me before. I was just watching that video a little bit before I came on. You got a lot of hombres against you this year, Bones. I don't know if your skinny little butt's gonna be able to hold up to all of it. T-Bear's trying to get your toys, huh, backwoods? Well, I sent the old man a coffee mug and his wife absconded it. Truck preps. My buddy is a truck driver. He's prepping off of his truck too. Says he's running out of space in there in his lower compartment or whatever it's called. What'd you do, Sue? Did you team up with Bonesy? Hey, Jay. Absolutely have water at least, tell Claybo. You should be able to do some other stuff too. I don't really know how much room you have in that thing. I know they're big. Depends on how much stuff you have besides the regular space. I know they're big inside. How you doing, Jay? Exploring Ginger. Hey, how you doing? Well, that'd be a start right there, Al. Yeah, got some pots and pans, I'm sure, right? At least a pan or something you can boil water in. Maybe a little, one of those little fold up camp stoves that are only about that big. Then you can boil some water. Yellow vest up. All right, you guys, we got about a minute left. Don't forget Wednesday morning, coffee with Will. That's the long one for the week. Canteen stove, yeah. I have one of those little bitty ones that just fold up into a thing about that big. I did a review on it. Man, that thing is handy. And you just screw it onto a little bitty thing like this. It's about this. It's enough to cook on. Luck shooter, hey, how you doing? Just met us on the way out. Thank you, my friend. That's fine, Al. Yeah, it comes in pretty handy. It's not very heavy either. Very, very handy. They cost like 14 bucks, I think it was. Not bad at all. You can also just make you a rocket stove. They're not hard to make out of a can. I was thinking about doing another video on that. As long as you have a church key and a can, you can make your own rocket stove. Enough to cook on anyway, if you really had to, you know. All right, I will. I will, Al. I'll get the can. I'll put together. We'll do it. I'll do it in front of the camera for you guys. They're so easy to make. That way, you just use twigs and stuff off the side of the road or out in the woods or whatever. All right, you guys, we've run out of time. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight. I really appreciate it. I'll be doing story time tomorrow, but that's not a live stream. That's just a video I'll put up. And Wednesday is another live stream. It starts at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. So if you want to get on the list for Saturday night's drawing, you have to be at Wednesday's live stream. So until next time, you guys, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I'll see you out there.